Hi, friends. Thank you for joining me for our weekly Pastor's Update. My reflection on resurrection was so much deeper this Easter as I found myself home during Holy Week recovering from COVID. Thanks so much for praying for me and showering me with so much love. I realized that most of my life I experienced Jesus as able-bodied, one who could transfer health and life unto the blind, the sick, and the lame, even gifting the dead with life again. In my sickness, I experienced the disabled Jesus and God of Good Friday, the one who hung on the cross through his own Sabbath holy celebrations, unable to move, unable to go to them, unable to walk, nailed to a cross, bleeding, and struggling to breathe until he gave up his last breath. In her book, The Disabled God, Nancy L. Eiesland reminds us that we encounter the disabled God each week during our celebration of the Eucharist, when Jesus breaks the bread and says, "This is my body, it will be given up for you." I began to think of all the disabled and chronically ill parishioners who reflect this latter image and experience of a disabled Jesus and God, covering all aspects of our physical lives. It affirmed for me that all bodies are holy and made in God's image. Resurrection, then, is about the power of God's Spirit at work in all bodies. Sometimes that Spirit moves us, fills us, heals us, comforts us. Sometimes it comes to rest us, to transform us, to console us, to shine light in the darkness, to equip us, to lead us through something, to provide for us, to give us new life, or simply keeps rising up in us for a great work in God. At funerals, we often remind attendees that we are more than our bodies, and we are. We are spirit, we are life, we are resurrection people who represent God in all races, all genders, all sexual identities, and physical abilities. So happy resurrection. Speaking of new life, we send our congratulations to Lauren Rosetta Fry and Danielle Fry on the birth of their baby Vincent, born on Easter Sunday. Lauren is our junior high youth minister, and what a joy it is to welcome baby Vincent into his new world. Our next new parishioner meeting is April 27th at 5:30. Join us via Zoom, and you can find the link on our Spiritus Christi website. If you are a young adult, we invite you to join us for our next Young Adult Mass on Thursday, April 28th at 7 o'clock, and that's both in person and via live stream. We send our condolences this week to those of you who've lost loved ones. We send our heartfelt condolences to Andrew Connor on the death of his father, Melvin Connor, who passed away recently, and Laura McElvain and family on the death of her brother-in-law, Roger McElwain. We send our prayers to Rick and Debbie Geiselman on the death of Rick's nephew, Cody Geiselman, and to Mike and Christine Dertinger on the death of Mike's brother, Rocky Dertinger. We also send our deepest sympathy to Clarence and Christine Sabella on the death of Clarence's aunt, Maria Martin. We want you to know that our hearts are with you, we are praying for you, we're thinking of you as you go through this time of deep grief. The Monroe County Department of Public Health reported another 31% spike in new COVID-19 cases, along with an increase in hospitalizations and deaths. This change has taken us from low-level risk to medium-level risk in our county. And in response, we are reinstituting indoor masks at our liturgies and events in an attempt to do our part to help bring down the surge in cases. So friends, I pray that you keep walking in God's resurrection light, and I will see you again next week for our weekly Pastor's Update. Take care.